Hey, we're back with another episode of The Boys Next Door.
Ding dong.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm feeling very cozy today in my little fluffy outfit.
I like the vibe. I like the outfit a lot.
Thanks.
I'm feeling cozy too. I'm oversized in a big sweater.
It's giving very 90s.
Appropriate, because that's what we are going to be talking about today.
What kind of color you call that?
What?
Chartreuse?
Is that what chartreuse is? I've always wanted to know what chartreuse was. I honestly didn't know. Is this chartreuse?
Maybe.
I enjoy that. I'm going to say
Guys,
that.
is this chartreuse?
But it's oversized. I think I got it on Amazon. And you know what I like about the sweater is that it looks itchy, but it's not.
Biggest pet peeve.
I know, and I don't even have like a tank or a
Anything
white
underneath
tank
that.
top, nothing. Like, so it's not itchy. I still
You know what
feel
reminds
cozy.
me of? He's gonna die.
Oh no.
When
I mean,
Tim
over
Allen is in the Santa Claus and
Holy fucking shit.
and he is floating around. What? No.
Keep
Where
going.
he's himself, I don't know what his character's name is, and he just floating around town, bopping around, doing his thing in like a sweater like that. And then the mom's boyfriend, because they're broken up in the movie, spoiler, is wearing a sweater like that when Santa comes to town. It just came to me. Maybe because we're in the spirit of Christmas.
I mean, I guess I should just be glad that
90s, early 2000s, whatever.
referencing him when he's not actually Santa Claus.
No.
Okay.
Before he falls off the roof.
Well, honestly, I'm not even mad at it because you know what I was thinking when we watched Christmas with the Cranks?
Great movie.
When they're in that tanning bed situation and then that happens and they're, like showing in their bathing suits, I feel like I didn't even know Tim Allen had a banging body. He may not now, but he did then.
I guess.
It looked great to me. I was like, oh, and that was probably filmed after that, so I'm really not upset about it.
I know.
You mean the Santa Claus 1, right?
OG, the Santa Claus.
All right, yeah, I'll take it.
Great movie, guys.
I'll take it. All right, well,
But before we get sidetracked on that, we're going to be talking about the winter makeup trend report from us.
more like a forecast.
A forecast, yes. Makeup forecasting for the winter coming up.
Because I feel like a report would be after, no?
Yes.
We're
I guess you could do a little bit of both.
reporting on. No, yeah, I think it's like a forecast. So
Coming at you live tonight at 5.
I don't think anybody watches anything live anymore.
No.
Even things that are live aren't really live.
What's the last thing that we watched live? I didn't even know.
Probably one of the award ceremonies, I would say, if I had to guess. Because sometimes I put them on thinking I'm going to watch just like the opening presenter monologue performance, and then I end up watching it and I'm just like, oh, it's not so bad. Because I also I'm from a time when you did things on the commercial
Me
break.
too, hello.
Come on.
There's only in the last, not even 10 years that happened.
Really?
Is that true?
Well, when you were growing up, I
Yes.
feel like TiVo and like DVR you probably grew up with a DVR.
Yeah, but not until I was older.
Oh, really?
I always would fall asleep on the commercials. Everybody's like that though.
Slight age difference. I know. I remember you channel surfed or you went and got a snack or did something, went to the bath. Always a snack. You went to the bathroom in between and then you'd rush back before the commercial break was over.
Back in the 90s, guys.
Back in the 90s. That's what
Which leads us to
leads
the
us.
90s being back and better than ever. We were just watching something.
I know.
And what did I say to you? I said, oh my God, this is literally the 90s. What were we just watching?
I don't know. That's a good point. Probably something.
It was a black outfit, sheer.
Oh, and you said, I'm so glad people are wearing things like that again. Like that's all
Yes.
back in again. Oh, we did. I don't remember, but she had on like a sheer top,
Fitted.
and it was
Cutouts.
And then they had were the pants like kind of big on the bottom?
I don't remember the bottom.
But it was a very 90s like bob, and then like the whole
An
outfit was
old
like sheer when you
That's what
wore
they be
like
calling it now.
when you wore like the bra underneath that you could like a solid bra and the sheer top over it, and yeah, that is very in right now. I do love that that's in. And 90s, it's ironic because when I was speaking of growing up in the 90s, when I was wearing that stuff in the 90s, I didn't really love it. Like it wasn't, I didn't love that era. Like I was always
I've heard it's true, especially because not being whatever, but we both have always been on the twiggier, thinner side. And some of the 90s fashion is so oversized that at the time, if somebody would have said to me, you were going to love wearing oversized clothes, I'd be like,
I think
never.
that's honestly
Never.
right on the head.
now I almost would rather.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because being a little gay boy in the 90s, I didn't want to wear big clothes. I wanted to wear tight clothes. That's why I wore my mom's clothes when she wasn't home, so I could wear jeans that actually fit me tight.
Tiptoeing around in her little stockings.
No, not her stockings. It was creepy. I didn't wear her stockings. I wear her jeans, her shoes. But I liked the tighter fit. And now I'm actually wearing mom's jeans. I think these are actually women's jeans.
I feel like I probably
They are. These are women's jeans from
I
Target.
feel like even recently people have been making comments, and this goes back to like Ariana Grande. Everybody's saying to her, "Why is she so thin right now? Like something's not well with her." But she's bringing like body positivity to the fact if you say something to somebody, whether they're too thin or they've gained weight, it's hurtful either way.
Yeah, that's because it's been a trigger for us too.
Yeah.
I think it's like almost not as socially acceptable to say that. Like you're not allowed to say, "Oh, I feel upset when someone notices that I've lost weight or too thin," because it's automatically because you're not telling them they're overweight or fat that it's okay to say that they're too skinny. And it does hurt your feelings.
It does.
Especially if you're someone that has tried to put on weight in a healthy way, or you're not trying to lose weight, to have somebody point out that you've gotten so skinny. It happened to me recently and I felt so upset. And I am not like, I don't have a complex about it, but it automatically made
It takes you back.
Yeah, because the person insisted that they were right, and they're like, "Oh, you lost at least 15 pounds since the last time I saw you."
What a
And I
nice
said,
thing to say.
"I know we're gonna get people are gonna scream at us for this," but it really, I felt like to say that to me, one, is impossible since the last time I saw that person, I could not have lost 15 pounds.
All those Big Macs say otherwise.
And then,
No, but we
Tell me
really
that.
have not had McDonald's in a while, guys.
but that's true.
No, we really haven't.
I haven't had a Big Mac in a while. And I was like, oh no, I haven't. And then when you kind of get in your head, like, oh, did I lose weight? Am I losing weight? Or should I be trying? It does set you off. But 90s clothes were so big, and some people loved that. But then when fitted clothes came back around, I was like, this is like, when did that happen? Early 2000s? What did you
would say,
grow up
like-
wearing? Like when you were, because you grew up in like the 2000s, I feel like.
I think it changed though, because like from like 2010, like the things everybody says, like going to the club in 2010 versus like
Right.
now.
I pictured that's the things you were wearing like in high school.
Yes.
Okay. That was
But
good.
I was like, even when I was in high school, it wasn't like always skinny jeans. They were maybe like more slim fit.
Yeah.
But I would wear an occasional pair of them.
Yeah.
But I always would feel more comfortable in tighter clothes.
Fair.
I still love, a tight fit, but
It's so
I've
interesting.
appreciated a more relaxed fit now.
I agree. It's interesting because all the 90s like fashion models, like or supermodels, are like all over the place, and I love it because one's
Tara,
like
Naomi,
Christy Turlington, Linda Evangelista,
Cindy Crawford.
Cindy Crawford. I mean, they've always been, and I feel like a lot of people like when people say, "Oh, you made a comeback," they're like, "I've actually always been here." So I
They
feel like
never went anywhere.
they never, but when they're more relevant or people are more interested for whatever reason. But right now, I love that they're all around and
Back
like
in act-
working,
I
doing
think too,
major
especially
campaigns.
because their aesthetic is what so many people are trying to emulate now. Like a 90s blowout, 90s updo. Shout out.
Some of them have different, isn't true. Some of them have different aesthetics and different like Tyra Banks. I feel like is on a whole. She just when she did Victoria's Secret fashion show, people were screaming.
I was screaming.
I was screaming that she was walking again, and she looked amazing. And she made a point to say that she was like, I don't even know the number, but she said something like she was like 40 pounds heavier than
Then
the
was her live show.
Yeah, something like that. I don't even know the number because she always looks the same to me because she's just
Yeah.
Tyra Banks, and I
Icon.
die over her. But she is definitely in a different body shape than she used to be, and
She rocks it.
and she never I feel like even when she walked back then, there was a certain age that models were expected to retire
You
there.
retired at 30.
Right.
Bye.
Like, and that was like if you really were.
That was 30 years ago too.
Right. Oh my God. No, Tyra's not 60, is she? That's
Oh my
impossible.
God, vicious. No, but even
She's not. I'm saying
like
she's not.
90, like the 90s are officially
Yeah, like
30 years.
ago.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, she's probably in her 50s, Tyra Banks,
I
right?
think she just turned 50 or like 51. Maybe.
Again,
don't
I
quote
don't-
me on that.
Again, I look at her as the
Either way.
same.
No, me too.
But however old she is, I just love that she is still bopping around. Naomi Campbell is also
Stunning.
walking every run with.
But I think
still.
that those girls set high standards in a good way.
Yeah.
On like what a certain look should be.
That's
whether
true.
it's their hairstyle, whether it's their makeup, whether it's their clothes. And I feel like especially now, especially where we live in New York, so many people are trying so hard to get that iconic look. And I think it comes off the most genuine when you're not trying too
It's
hard.
supposed to be an effortless look.
Yes.
And yes, there are times where you can put a lot of effort to make something look effortless, but it doesn't always have to be that way, especially with like a relaxed 90s kind of vibe. But as far as like makeup, I'm going to be honest, and I don't want to get like reamed for this one either, but 90s makeup was not my favorite.
No, me
I
either.
appreciate it more now.
When you Google a picture of 90s makeup, it's probably not what you think it is.
Well, what do you think of when you think of 90s makeup?
Okay,
I'll
right
tell you what
now.
I think of. What do you think?
I think of dark brown liner
Same.
all over like chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a beige lip.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
I'm just asking. I'm not judging. I didn't.
Very one-dimensional face.
Yeah.
Powdered.
Yeah.
Matte.
Yeah.
Pencil thin brow. And then just like a matte, almost like gray, black, crease, smoky eye.
Monochromatic-ish.
A monochromatic vibe.
Yeah.
And a lot of eyeliner.
Yeah. I feel like I think of the same.
Right?
I remember watching my cousin Danielle back in the 90s get ready, and my cousin Dina too. And I was like, love the way they put on their lipstick. And it was pretty much what you just described. Sometimes they would do like all brown though. And there was like a color by MAC in the 90s, and I can't remember it now, that like a lot of girls wore. And it was, no, that it was a lipstick. Cork is still around, but it was a lipstick, and it was just like a brownish, almost like could even have a
Like
cool
cinnamon.
undertone, like grayish-ish. And it was like a brown liner, and it was just very lined and structured. And the rest was like powder, not a lot of blush. It was more like just like a powder. There wasn't structure as much. It was more one-dimensional. Like it was like that. And then thin brows.
I think the thing is too, especially with adding structure back into the face, so many people are like, oh, this is a new thing. But people have been doing it forever.
People just
It just goes in waves.
And
It
yes,
goes in
things
waves.
become more popular.
Like in the 90s, there was just like a soft flush of color.
Yes.
But now people like it. Like Ariana Grande, back to her, said she loves a shelf on her face.
Yeah.
Love
You know,
it.
speaking of her, like I feel like, and I'm probably guilty of it too. I feel like I was so accustomed to seeing her a certain way,
Oh, yeah.
and she was always kind of like bronzed and like more of a
black
glam
wing.
makeup, thick lip, And then we watched one of the videos about,
One of her wicked interviews.
One of her wicked interviews, and she was talking about her makeup, and she was saying how it completely changed the relationship she has with makeup. And that she really likes her skin more of like her natural skin tone and not so overly tanned or bronzed. And she even mentioned specifically about her eye that she didn't like as much of a crease. Like she used to have a really defined crease, and now she kind of just likes like, there's a crease there, but it's like a soft crease. Lashes, still likes a winged lash, but like you said, not so much of a winged liner. And she said that she came to appreciate the shape of her eye now.
I feel like a lot of people are straying away from like a significant hard liner look. And I think that's going into 2025 as well.
I hope
think
so.
black eyeliner will always be a staple. And when I use it, I'm like, you know what? This actually added such like the perfect finishing touch
I know.
to a look. Even yesterday on my bride, shout out Christina.
Yeah.
I was done. I was like, I feel like something is missing. So I just added a clean liquid black line on top. And I said, that's kiss. It was perfect. But I think going into the new year, a lot of people are just going to be doing soft liner focused looks.
I feel like I don't use black as much either. I think you're right. I think that's fair.
Oh, you love a shadow wing.
Yeah, with browns.
Yeah.
And I never was, I always say there was a time where I felt like if I didn't put black on, especially in your waterline, I wouldn't even feel like I did the makeup, or it didn't look like my makeup I did. And now it's more of like if someone specifically says, oh, I wear a black waterline every day.
I love it. I love when they say that.
And it doesn't bother me. And we always say to brides or makeup no matter who it is, if you wear something every day and then you don't put it on your wedding,
You're never going to feel the same.
you're going to always look at your pictures and think something looks off. And then in the same breath, if there's something you never ever do and then you decide to do it on your wedding, you better make sure that you really want that vibe, because it's going to feel
Different.
Like, and you will always go right to that in a picture, because you're like, oh, I never do that to my eye. Why did I do that day? Something to think about.
Another thing is, I feel like highlighting the skin. Everybody wants dewy skin. I mean,
Not everybody.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
I'm just saying, not
There are
everybody.
people that want their skin matte, but I feel that a lit from within look is always important.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if somebody wants matte skin, I'm down, but I still want to see the highlights of their face.
They're natural. Like,
They're natural
I agree.
highlights.
Like, even if you don't want to add highlight, like, I don't want to go out of my way to try and even wipe out their natural. That's a good, like, from what's coming from within, like, it should look like skin. But you've never had someone sit down and be like, I do not like shine. I do not like highlight. I want it to be.
I'll tell you, guys, I had a bride once who asked for a completely matte face. And
I remember as soon as you said that. I totally remember that.
And for me, I genuinely love highlighter. I love glow. I love all of it. But if somebody asks for that, I'll talk to them about it. But they pretty much are always a hard no against it.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like, I don't even want to highlight on my cheek. So I'll just highlight them with concealer and just powder it, whatever.
Yeah.
But then when I was done with her makeup, I said to myself, something wasn't reading right to me. It looked very pretty, but it almost looked heavier than when you add glow and a natural shine to the face.
It softens it.
It added much more softness. And then she actually asked me later on if I could just redo it, because Matthew ended up doing someone's makeup that was very glowy.
I knew this is the one you were talking about.
This was really good.
No, but I just remember, I knew as soon as you said that this was the instance you were talking about, because
it's a good one. And I think sometimes people think they want an all matte look, and then they see it and they're always like, oh,
yeah. And, one of the things I think is such a misconception for me, I feel like when people think if they have wrinkles or texture that it's better to be matte, and I don't agree, because if you put highlight on something, it's going to reflect light, and in a picture, it's going to blur a wrinkle or
it's going to make it look
imperfection
hydrated
and make it look hydrated. Because when you think of young skin, you think of supple, glowy.
Good word.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to use the M word that people get so grossed out by.
Oh, no.
But anyway, so I feel like that's what you think of. So it's not matte, dry skin. Like,
But 90s was very matte.
90s was matte.
But that
That's
goes
why
back
there's
to
always
coming
room
back.
for evolution. Like, even though there's
I like matte eyeshadow.
inspired right now, it doesn't have to be exactly how people walked around like dry toast.
Oh, so let me ask you this. Literally dry toast. I feel like a piece of dry toast right now, but that's besides the point.
You look hydrated.
Well, oh my God, what was I just going to say? Oh, how do you feel about when somebody wants a completely matte look, but they want glossy, wet lips? Like, you see their lips the minute they walk in their door. In the door.
Obviously, I don't care for that. It's not,
Okay, let me say this then. What if it's like perfectly lined, painted on there, and a blown out face, but it's matte?
Doesn't bother me.
Okay, cool. Me
It
neither.
doesn't bother me. But I feel like it's just, not to say that you can't wear a glossy lip with a matte finish on your face, but I feel like if it's the way you just described it, if it was extreme, like a real
I've
wet
seen that
gloss, I know,
recently.
me too, and I think that looks gross. But first of all, because lip gloss in general, like, I feel like, and myself included, I used to be somebody that really slopped on lip gloss. But especially like clear lip gloss back in the day, that's all people wore. It'd be like
Stick.
gooped on your lips, dripping off, disgusting. But now I've come to really appreciate when you just put gloss like in the center, and it
Makes your
kinda,
lip look bigger anyway.
makes them look bigger, which everybody likes. And every time people show me a picture of lips that they're like, oh, I love the way her lips look or the way that lip looks, it's because it has 74 lip products on it. Like, if you have a lip liner,
You always use that
contour,
at least 3 to 5.
3 to 5, and that's from Mac Days, because you were encouraged to use 3 lip products. It would be like, at the minimum, a liner, a gloss, and a lipstick, or a liner, a lip conditioner, and a lipstick. You know what I mean? Or any combination of. So when you do liner, lipstick, something darker on the edges to give it a little contour.
Okay, what about your girl Sue Bell from Palm Beach using a highlighter stick?
First
At
of all,
where center island.
you tell me that that didn't make you love her more, seeing that she used all of
But it was
lip
so
product.
90s.
And
It was
you
so
knew
90s.
exactly what she was using.
Guys, she's Benefit Watts Up. No,
As soon as she picked
What's
it up, you were like,
Yes.
oh, that's Benefit. What's up?
Cream stick highlighter.
She
and her
used that
center
as
lip
the
color
center.
highlight.
Sue Bell from Palm Beach. If you don't know, you should know because she's
But it
iconic.
gives it, and she specifically said, this isn't even 90s. She's like, I'm from the 60s. I love frosted lips.
Yes.
And it made me think of my mom, because my mom always loves like a pink frosty lip.
Yes, but it wasn't like when people wear just a frosted lipstick.
And brown liner.
Or no liner, because that's one of the things I hate when people wear a frosted lipstick and they have no lip liner and it just looks like a little frosted
Wait, what about when we
lipstick.
were in Fire Island?
No, but wait, she had how many layers, and then that, and then that last thing made it look like a frosted lipstick, but she created that. It wasn't just like a frosted lipstick. It looked so good. Were you going to Fire Island?
When we were laying by the pool in Fire Island this summer, this older woman who was actually very cool.
Loved her.
She
Never
had
saw anything
purple
like it.
eyeshadow, purple eyeliner, and purple lipstick. But it was just a purple frosted, like Barney lipstick.
And then she had on a dark, almost black, like lip liner that looked like, or it could have been like Currant from MAC.
Lathered in baby oil.
She was
Roasting
so
her
tan.
leathered skin by the pool.
It looked like one of those like cliche pictures that you would think is like fake. I loved her. Like you said, she was so cool. She was there every day.
Yeah.
But she was like purple eyeshadow, purple lipstick, purple dark liner.
But it just goes back to people doing monochromatic looks.
I know, monochromatic
back.
face.
But I love, like, if a bride says to me, I want a monochromatic look, but like a brown, washy, smoky eyed matte, a bronzy brown cheek, and like a brown nude lip, stunning.
My only thing is sometimes I have a hard time just leaving well enough alone. Like when I do a brown washy lid and it's all matte, there's that color in the, what's that palette that I always use? I forget. It's like the
Or is Sunset Strip?
Sunset
Your
Strip.
palette,
It's
gray
big
palette.
Sunset, right? So that has that beige color that I like always was looking for one like that. And it's so beautiful if you put it in the center with like a matte brown,
Always.
the other color in there. And I love the way it looks, but I always at the end like will take like something shimmery and like touch it in the center. And I'm like, why did I do that?
I
And
love the
now it
Makeup by
looks
Mario
different.
palette like that. The Master Matte, which Skinny Guy came out with her own version of her classic eyeshadow palette.
I like that one
I
better
like
now.
it, but I'll tell you this. I've been having major problems with the palette. I feel like it's separating. You know, I love you,
That's
Kim.
because you sometimes only use a concealer.
Wrong.
That is-
wrong. He's coming for me.
I'm not coming for you, but I'm telling you that if
No,
you
I'm
don't
telling
use-
you. I know.
You use, okay, so let me ask you something right now. You use an eyeshadow base always, or do you sometimes just use concealer? Be honest.
I use both, but I don't always use just one.
Right, and that's what it separates. I'm willing to bet that when it's
I've tried it on bare skin.
well,
no
definitely,
base.
that's exactly why.
Before I even use it on anybody, I've tried it.
Disgusting. Why would you do that? It's not going to stick.
But I just feel like it just is coming out patchy, and I feel like it's the past two palettes of hers. I swear that I've
shocked.
Yeah.
Because I feel like recently you asked me, you said something was separating, and I gave you a paint pot.
I didn't use it.
You didn't use it?
I didn't use. I swear.
What did you use?
Concealer
Only.
only,
Okay.
and then I just pounded powder on it.
Which powder?
I used the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder
Oh, the one in
on the
cotton
prep
pad.
powder.
You know that.
Then I stamped it on her lid, and
That
it-
has saved me a couple of times to wash. You showed me about washing that in a crease and putting that, and that
the
really.
first layer on her eye was gorgeous.
Excuse me. No, that really does. I actually really love that stuff.
Yeah,
Interesting.
might have made it into our faves of the year. You'll have to see.
The Charlotte Tilbury one. It didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't. I'm like, that's a lie. It did not.
I said it might have.
Okay, what's it? But we still love Charlotte Tilbury's products. So many.
Yes, I can't even deal.
Okay, so
I love it though. So many good things are coming back, but so many questionable things like hairstyles, like perms. Would you say perms are more 80s though?
they were okay. So I feel like they were worn differently in the 80s and the 90s, but they're more like in the 80s, people got them and wore them like to get more volume.
Well, they blew
like
out
say
their
you had
hair.
like a shag and you got a perm, you would do it to that when you blew it out,
It
those
was
short
huge.
layers would get huge.
God.
In the 90s, people were still getting them, but they were getting them and then just wearing them like natural, and like it was not.
Well, that's how people are wearing them too.
Yes. But you know, and I know, especially because we see it at the salon, and no, I'm sorry, we don't do them, but someone, you know, we love, she does them. And I feel like it's boys more than women. Like a lot
Oh,
of
athletes when I
athletes.
was in school would bleach their hair.
Well, that's
They're
still
all
happening.
perming their hair.
That's still happening.
I
But
feel like the perm is like 90%, bleach is 10%.
yeah. But the perms, I feel like even myself, like I'll be honest, I got one over the summer.
Diva got a perm. Whatever. I can smell it from across the room.
I know. Like you would think of all the technology that they've come out in the hair industry, that why perms still smell so fucking disgusting and vile is unbelievable.
Grandma Megan had deviled eggs.
It's worse than deviled eggs. It sounds like rotten eggs. It's terrible. But either way, I feel like I thought after the summer that I was going to start wearing my hair straight again, or like once it got colder, but I still feel like I'm not. I'm into the curls still.
Curls for the girls.
I don't know if I would get another one. It's still like in there, but I don't.
I think you're good right now.
No, but I'm thinking, like I'm saying, like, do you think winter still going to be curly hair?
I think so, because me, somebody that has naturally curly hair, I always think it's very easy to style in the winter because there's no frizz.
Yeah, and you can read like, people. I think a lot of times it's just because like straight hair, people can wear a blowout over and over again when it's straight, and they struggle with restyling curly hair, and they're like, "Oh, I have to wash it every day when it's curly," which is not necessarily.
It's not true. I wash my hair once a week when it's curly.
See, you can use water to reactivate your curls. There's curl reactivating sprays. Redken's 25, One United. I use that to reactivate.
It's not a curl reactivating.
But you can use it that way.
You can, but they do have another mist.
Right, but I
That's curl reactivating.
Which one? By Redken's? Like actually called that?
Oh, refreshing spray. Fabulous product.
I never used that.
It smells great.
I like 25 is that, but sometimes if I use that over and over again, it does start to weigh it down. So you're right. It's probably not the best for every day.
I can't. But back to the makeup, I think that a lot of people, I don't love Bare Minerals products, me personally.
Saying that.
What happened?
Oh, I'm just saying it, put it right out.
Oh, I am saying it. I don't love them.
I never have either. It's not.
I've never personally loved them on myself, on other people, but I do have an appreciation for powder foundations.
Yeah.
Makeup Forever makes a really gorgeous one, full coverage.
Mac Studio Fix pressed powder.
I'm gonna say it.
That's when I was working there. It was the #1 selling product foundation that we had
In America.
I think no, it was like for the company. It was in the top SKU always. Studio Fix pressed powder. It was a full coverage powder foundation. They still have it. It is a great.
It is a great one.
Great.
Like if you're in a pinch.
It's great. You could, and now people I've seen a million times on Instagram and influencers that they're always using Studio Fix to contour with, and I'm like, yeah, I've been doing that forever, for decades.
I think it's a great touch up, even if you're working, let's say, and you're at a desk all day and you just need something, throw a powder in your desk, and it's just so easy.
The only thing you have to be careful with touching up with Studio Fix, and I always would warn people when I would sell it to them, is remember you're adding more.
Most of them are like that.
You're adding more coverage to your face every every time you touch it up. It's adding more coverage.
More is more.
More is more. So I know you love more.
Whatever.
You like a lot of everything, but it really does. But I feel like if you're gonna wear a powder foundation or something that's like matte, what's a good product that you would say like lights you from within?
I'll tell you this though, I ain't wearing just a powder foundation by itself.
Who would do that?
A lot of people.
Well, I would never.
People that use Bare Minerals, let's say, will just put.
That's a whole different situation. Bare Minerals. Who wants to carry a loose powder in their bag?
That's what I'm saying. People will just wear a powder over their face and be like, "Oh, I'm done." When I think it actually is making it look drier.
Dry toast.
Drier.
Dry. But I'm saying like, what's a good product for like, if you're gonna do more of a matte finish or a powder foundation? Like, what's a good skin? What do you use underneath to like, so you have some sort of like brightness?
Like a glow from within.
Like
I think the Hourglass Ambient Light palette is a really beautiful one because it adds a very soft look.
They still have that, right?
They still have that.
What's that one?
They better still have
What's
it.
that one we used to use that they don't have anymore?
Which one?
Do they have
Hourglass?
Do they have the purple one still?
That's Becca.
That was Becca. R-I-fucking-P.
Oh, amen.
Becca. Because those products, that liquid highlight,
That was the
champagne pop,
backlight primer.
backlight
filter.
primer, those were my favorite. Please bring them back, somebody.
I'll tell you this, Smashbox did take over. They still have champagne pop, but I don't think they sell the liquid one anymore.
What's the one that I found
The liquid one.
after? And
It's different.
I wouldn't even put them in my kit because I didn't even put it on
Chocolate
today. It's my
Hillberry will
favorite.
come back with something like that, please.
She doesn't even have makeup at all anymore.
She's taking a hiatus.
I am happy for her, but I'm just saying she ain't going to be the one. She didn't even have makeup. I'm still mad at her for getting rid of that white palette
Her iconic Morphe palette.
that is such a
I
shame.
know.
One of my favorite palettes
Ever.
ever. You can tell that
ever
girl was a
close.
MAC employee because those colors were like so MAC inspired, and you could have that one palette. What is that one called? The one I like all.
Smoky but natural. SBN.
No, but what is that palette called? The white one that we have.
I think it just might be.
It was her first one ever. With
Volume
Morphe.
one.
Okay, so
I
that
think it just called Volume.
it's the Jaclyn Hill white
Palette,
volume one.
volume
If anybody has one that they don't want,
Brand new.
send it to me. I will literally buy it from you. It was one of my favorite. If it's on that, I should check that Gone. But
Mine
Not
is hanging
Forgotten.
on by a thread right now.
I just found 2 in our office.
Brand new.
They are not brand new, but they're the palettes that when we were buying them regularly, that you would be like, oh, I'm not using this anymore because it's missing some.
It's missing our favorite color.
No, it has like a hole in the one that's our favorites. But for it being gone from the world, it is absolutely a significant amount now.
Well, I'll tell you,
I
if
look at
anybody has a new suggestion for 2025,
yeah,
I would love a new staple makeup palette.
because I love that one that you were telling me. I can't even remember it. Suncast, is that it?
The Too Faced Sunset Strip is a
Sunset
great
Strip
one.
one?
I
I
don't
don't
like
remember.
the shimmers in it.
That's what I was just
I
going to say.
don't like them.
It's a great palette for the math, but it doesn't give me that where I can carry just that and be like, I have everything. That
No.
other palette, I could just have
There's
that.
creamy, there's
And there was,
smooth.
you had something for everything. A pop of color if you needed it. Yeah, so suggestions would be lovely.
I would love that.
And we're always trying new ones.
And if anybody has any,
Why are you laughing at me? Because I readjusted?
I can't with this one. I'm gonna break the chair on us.
Could you imagine?
Yes.
It'd be my last episode.
I'll just be like this.
I'd be like, good night. This has been fun.
I can't.
Yeah, I feel like that's everything.
I think that's a good way to like leave it there
that
and
the-
just see what people.
The 90s are still going to be popping in the early part of the year for sure because we're in
I
winter.
think so. I
So
really
that
do.
monochromatic vibe goes with winter, and I feel like that's where everybody kind of is now. And I mean, yeah, for at least the winter. I'd be
Because the
interested.
summer,
I was just saying,
oh,
I'm interested to see what the spring and summer bring, but I think it's going to be monochromatic 90s oversized.
Love it. Frosted lips, but
Frosted
they better not bring
lips.
back thin brows.
No
I'll
thin
end on that.
brows.
We're
We're
we
staying
ain't fucking going back.
Fluffy brows forever. We're not going back to fucking thin eyebrows.
Well,
Not for me, not ever again.
and not for you.
Not for you. You can block them out and give yourself an illusion if you want, but don't do it.
Yes.
Don't take
I'd
them.
rather you laminate them than get
Yes,
thin
but
brows.
that's too real quick. Chill with the laminating. Some people are going to the point where it looks like your eyebrows are not even hair. It looks like they are, I don't know what it looks
Lacquered
like.
on.
Lacquer. It looks like
I'm guilty. It's happened to me. I'll be
you
the
are
first person to
definitely guilty. I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, chill with the laminating. I love a good brow lamination, but like not
just
so
chill.
intense. It should still look fluffy and not look like if you touch them, they're going to crack.
Oh,
Right?
man, that's good.
They shouldn't feel hard.
Let me
to
look at
touch.
my ice pick for my eyebrows.
Yes, it shouldn't be that. It should not be that. All right, guys, come back. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and Instagram. And
All platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Bye.
Bye.